Hello, everybody. I'm Misa Narrates. This is my digital space. I hope you enjoy. Now, we are at the end of our week of uploads. There's no special name for this week of uploads. This is low-key just me also saying, I'm sorry for having been inconsistent. I hope I have made up and earned your favor by doing this many uploads in a short space of time. Okay? So it's Friday today. When you're watching this, it'll be Friday. And I am going to be reviewing a music video by Lungelo Manzi called Sometimes. Now, I just quickly want to check my emails because Lungelo has been, just for some backstory, I came across Lungelo last year when I was working for an urban culture publication, and the thing that stood out most about him was his professionalism, right? So I inadvertently did some promo, I guess, for him because I had shared exactly what he had attached to his email to me to say that this is the work that I have coming out. I've attached X, Y, and Z for your consideration, etc., which is the perfect, in my opinion, was the perfect way for him to articulate that he wanted to present himself to me at the time as a member of the press for consideration for a feature, for an article, for an interview, etc. So he's just so professional, and I've always appreciated that about him. In all honesty, I haven't spent enough time listening to his music, but what I can say about his music from when I have listened is that he is an amazing artist, and I really just want to give him his flowers, right? So he sent an email this year when this song came out, and the email was telling us as press about this drop. And so he gave us, production information, etc. He gave us, pictures from the whatchamacallit, pictures from the music video. I mean, he's just such a professional. Such a professional. And I feel like it's important because the people who know me in real life, who've worked with me, who see me ranting about musicians on Twitter, will know that I have just zero tolerance for lack of professionalism from musicians. It's great to be an artist, but I need you to be a professional artist as well. And basically, he sent this email saying, you know, what's going on in the song in particular. So this is what he has written. He says, quote, "The song speaks to the moments between the journey to making it out from a dark place. For Mr. Manzi, the destination is becoming a successful recording artist. The process to getting there has not been easy, and the two verses detail the aspirational struggles on the road to fulfillment in this regard. The visual treatment follows suit by looking at a day in the life of an emerging artist on the brink of a huge turning point in his career, only for his efforts to be leveled by personal heartbreak and a global pandemic. The social distancing spent at home creates a depressive spiraling out. It is being reminded of his own gift as an artist that keeps the hope alive for the protagonist, managing his expectations as well as his mental health. This video marks the first visual treatment in his discography and a directional debut for Lungelo Manzi." So that's what he wrote to us. There are some copy edits here and there that could be useful, but that's not the point. So the credits go as such: a cultured chaos and deeply rooted presentation, directed by Lungelo Manzi and Silo Dimba, written by Lungelo Manzi, produced by Nzuzo Mkabela, art direction by Amanda Bingosi, director of photography is, again, I think his name is Silo Dimba. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Camera assistance by Naeem Blue and Zafar Wallace, starring Lungelo Manzi as Lungelo Manzi, Injenyama and Black Dog. Special thanks to Hlengiwe and the Baby, Pangea Production, The Charlatan, The Chairman, Woke Arts, Roots Up Entertainment, Byron Tambu, Gianni Shangase, and Jaden Daniel. Okay, let's see what this video looks like. I also, sidebar, in the description box, all of that information was present, and he added the lyrics in. So for the people who don't know him and are only kind of getting to know him for the first time, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. This music video came out on June 12th. Let's see what's happening.
V5 for feelings. Nothing new, never do on stage. I need a break. Sometimes I keep my aim. Sometimes I need my space. Sometimes when I'm in my V5 for feelings, I know what it takes. Sometimes hope you relate. Sometimes losing ain't nothing new, but I never do on stage. I need a break. Sometimes I keep my aim. Sometimes I need my space. Sometimes when I'm in my V5 for feelings, I know what it takes. Sometimes hope you relate. Sometimes losing ain't nothing new, but I never do on stage.
New life coming with some bad habits. Cigarettes for the stress, I stepping at she niggas tryna flex in the madness. We some madmen, right lips high on some passion you can only make a plan with. When money come like a drug for a junkie in a back room looking for a cash in. When rabbit holes for the rapids for the bashing. Like coming through when I'm anxious. On the mic I can take you to Atlantis. On the mic I can make do when I make it. Only ever need a nigga's word on a payslip. Lines like jewels leave a nigga jaded. Chose it in a room full of chickens. So grim when I read maze for the taking. So slim when your chances come with face heads.
Okay, I'm going to stop at 1 minute 26 seconds, but there was a moment where he was sending a text message and I didn't get to read the whole thing, so I'm going to read it out now. It said, dude, it's been 90 days and you still haven't paid me. What the fuck? Come on, man. This is completely unprofessional. And he's sending this to a promoter. Yikes! Okay, so to this point, this video is really like candid. I think that's one thing that's really just jumping out. So from a quality perspective, it's not as crisp in terms of definition as I would like, but that probably has a lot to do with the low light. But I just, like, I needed a little bit more crisp imagery, but I like this video so far. There's not going to be a whole lot to comment on in the way of styling because he's out of bed, he's lambing at the house, etc. But the one thing that he made sure to include that technically does not make sense, but has the value of communicating the pandemic is that mask, right? Because nobody wears a mask to sleep. But in this video, the way that we can tell that it's not just an artist struggling with whether or not he's going to be successful, it's an artist struggling with whether or not he's going to be successful in light of a global pandemic. So that's something, right? And in the lyrics, he does speak about not being paid for his work, etc., etc. So that text message that I read earlier makes complete sense in that regard. The only thing that maybe from a camera work, art direction perspective was not perfectly communicated, he did say that cigarettes were becoming a vice in the song. And then in the music video, there was that like little clip moving from where the cigarettes were to where he was, and that was quite fast. And then when you look in the thing, it looks more like weed than it does cigarettes. But then again, it could be rollies, but that's just me being pedantic. But that was good. That was still, nevertheless, it was still great art direction. We're going to continue off at 1 minute 26. I just felt it very important to comment on that because wow.
Coming up in a land full of races, cool clicks, no verb for the vagrants. Coming up with a sleeve full of aces, no space, my grave in the making. Coming down with the view of the matrix, disturb these words, never saved them. Coming down with the move for the same shit,
I need a break. Sometimes I keep my aim. Sometimes I need my space. Sometimes when I'm in my V5 for feelings, I know what it takes. Sometimes hope you relate. Sometimes losing ain't nothing new, but I never do on stage.
Fuck the glitch in the game you rigged. Real nigga with a phantom lip. You're an anchor to a sinking ship. Why you fucking with my acid trip? I need my money with the land you kept. Fuck your list, man. I spit for clips that rank empty on a woman, child, man. So black as death. The bloodline, punchlines for Chris. Cut ties when I clench the clip. For a C full of clenching fists. Boardrooms never made amends. Might move like the blame you ship. Blame you for the same offense. Takes two to relay the sin. I say you were never made for this. Nah, you can never shape the kid. Fact, I intimidate your bitch. 2020 with the slightest ditch. I'm 2020 while your eye pretends. The vibes like a Mai Tai for a masochist. Oh yeah.
I need a break.
Sometimes
I keep my aim.
Sometimes
I need my space.
Sometimes
When I'm in my FIFA 4 feelings, I know what it takes.
Sometimes
Hope you relate.
Sometimes
Losing ain't nothing new, but I never do on stage. I need a break.
Sometimes
I keep my aim.
Sometimes
I need my space.
Sometimes
When I'm in my FIFA 4 feelings, I know what it takes.
Sometimes
Hope you relate.
Sometimes
Losing ain't nothing new, but I never do on stage.
Yeah. This music video is probably the best I've seen as I've been doing this series. I got a little bit emotional at the end, because I'm a sap. But some things to mention. So I forgot to mention the first time when I spoke, when I paused, but I liked that he used moments from his actual career, so like footage that he'd had from previous performances, from previous like moments, but the way that they were used really drove home that idea that he was melancholy and forlorn about his career and about the state of his career, or the future rather of his career, in context of a pandemic. Then I think so. Just big ups, big ups to whoever did the like effects. So that scene where there were 3 of him in one room, I've seen a lot of artists attempt to use that. Whatchamacallit? Attempt to use that like editing style, and it just goes awry very quickly. So shout out to his people for being able to articulate that moment visually, that moment where he speaks about being on an acid trip, for example. That was moving. That was powerful. And then I think probably the hardest scene to watch was the bathtub scene. So for people who do have suicidal ideation, or who have attempted suicide, and were not successful, that scene might be a bit triggering for you. But it really does drive home the fact that, like, what are artists supposed to be hopeful for? Like, they've already chosen a really difficult line of work, and then to live in a country that really does not have infrastructure for them to make a name for themselves efficiently, or to, even by the time they've achieved quote unquote notoriety and public acclaim, they've got to work like dogs and gig every weekday and every weekend, no stop, no break, because that's the primary source of income. I'm feeling very many ways. Many ways about this music video. This was just really nice. It was really moving, and I might have to take a break and just get off camera quickly. Yeah, this was just a really moving music video. From a quality perspective, again, I can't deny the fact that it wasn't crisp, it wasn't HD, it wasn't whatever. There was a moment where it was like crisply in focus, and that was nice, but at some point the messaging and the art direction and the directing was just so on the ball that it didn't need that. I mean, or not that it didn't need it. It would have been nice, but it, the message of the music video was in no way compromised. I think that's what I'm looking for. The message was not compromised. And it's just beautiful. Like, this is just beautiful. This is just actually so beautiful. So beautiful and so sad. And I think this video is reminding me of something Katleho Malachi wrote for the Plug magazine. I'm just going to open it here. Katleho Malachi's essay was titled Between Pandemic Lines, and the specific part that this video was kind of like reminding me of was a section where Katleho is speaking about what has become of the music industry by virtue of the government's pandemic response. So I'm just going to read an excerpt for you guys. If you can, you should read the whole essay. It really is that good. But Katleho Malachi writes, artists and entertainers had the lines of government clearly drawn up for them, as it was made clear that only the super politically connected would have their plight heard and share in the honey of the relief fund pots. For the rest, the lines were drawn. You are not compliant, your cowboy industry is not organized, you are on the outside. As levels began to be drawn up, the lines became clearer. Not only will the government not help you through this period, but you will also be last on the list of those given an opportunity to help themselves in the absence of any other salvation. Harrowing, daunting, blurry. End quote. So this music video really is like reminiscent of that quote for me. And I think just to close off this part of my commentary on this video, we as a country need better and need more, and we need more than hope and prayers and like a dream. South African musicians deserve more than hopes, prayers, and dreams. They deserve infrastructure that makes it possible to pursue professionally being a musician. So that's that on that. I think without a doubt, just given how like emotional this music video made me, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't really care about the camera quality, etc. This is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, must recommend. Everybody should watch this video. It really is. It's that. It really is that. So I know this is like a little bit somber for me. Geez. But again, I'm Misa Narrates. This is my digital space. I hope you've enjoyed. And I hope by now, after a week of uploads, if I did not convince you after each and every episode that you should subscribe, I hope by now you know to subscribe. So until the next time you see me, and please don't ask me when I'm going to do the next video because, quite frankly, after this experience, I don't know. But until the next time you see me, if it's on Instagram, if it's on Twitter, if it's on Facebook, if it's on WhatsApp, enjoy. I'll see you in the next upload. Bye.